If you love what we do, then please consider supporting Kritfayle on Patreon. Your support helps us grow and to create more content more often. And now, on with the show.
He's being safe. Also, the poor car is damaged. Anyway.
Only the window.
And the wiring.
Yeah.
He never did get the keys for the car.
True.
He pulls the car around to the corner store in the parking lot, parks the car directly under a street lamp, undoes the wiring so it turns off, kind of tries to discreetly tuck it back so that nobody passing by can immediately see that it's been tampered with. He gets out and sweeps as much of the glass out of the car and the well onto the street so that it doesn't necessarily look like the window is broken.
Glass laying around outside the car.
Spreading it
Well,
out.
it just looks like the car got broken into. But that's fine, probably. Technically it did.
Terence, if you want, I could hook up a push-button start for you for the car so you don't need a key.
No.
What do you mean, no?
I mean, no.
It would be totally awesome. Jump in, push-button start.
Get your own car if you want to do weird stuff like that.
Can we go inside?
It's just a car. What the heck?
Do you want me to carry you in?
No, I just can't get out till Cipher gets out and moves the seat.
Oh, sorry, dear. She puts the bottle down.
And you are all pretty cold,
Yeah.
as we decided on a rather cold temperature and you had no window.
Yep. Wren's teeth are chattering.
Don't know how that happened.
Let's get inside. We need to talk to Fennyman about this now.
Life has warmed up a little bit.
Because she's drinking?
Do you want me to roll, actually?
To see how warm you are?
No. Well, she's not feeling the effects of cold. So what happens when you don't feel the effects of cold and you expose yourself to the cold?
Hypothermia. Alright. Well, Terrence is
with
going
you.
inside. He's assuming that Wren is following him. Cipher is probably standing outside, like, wondering about how cold she is or is not.
Yeah. Wren will follow, looking very tired.
We all probably look like we died and crawled out of our own graves.
Yeah.
I feel like I've had a few too many.
Is Cipher saying this back at the car, or is she following us?
She's Cypher's following Wren.
Terrence is texting Mala.
Never had a creep touch me like that before.
Whenever we get to an empty table, I'm just gonna sit down, my head down on the table.
Cypher's sitting next to Wren. Well, she's laying down, her arm down, and her head on her arm, and she's got the bottle of whiskey in her other hand, just sort of leaning it down, and she's sort of like dribbling it into her mouth. One less shotgun round.
I thought you were gonna say one less shotgun for a second.
No, that reminds me. She takes the shotgun out of the bag. She cocks it, and the empty shell casing falls onto the floor.
I don't think Mr. Fennyman wants you doing that. Probably.
She flicks the safety back on and chucks it back into her bag.
Terrence may or may not be looking around to see if Mr. Lambert's gonna come over and scold Cipher for that.
And Cipher's lifted up,
What?
and you're looking at Mr. Lambert at a higher height than you're usually used to seeing the place.
Abby! What's up?
You are right now. What has Mr. Fennyman said about brandishing your shotgun in the club?
Never brandish the shotgun inside club premises.
Very specific rules.
It scares.
And the fairies. And the patrons.
So
And everyone else.
obviously you know the rule.
Yeah, Cipher.
Terrence is just grinning real big.
I've had a hard night, Mr. Lambie, and I wasn't thinking straight.
Oh,
And
would
you
you look at
weren't-
that, Cipher?
Thinking straight the other 25 times you've done it. Your shotgun is not a defense against spiders, rats, mosquitoes, fairies, paper plates, and whatever else it was that you were kept leaping to your feet and pulling out for.
Once it was you, dear.
Only once, I'm slipping.
Well, I think she learned to lie about who it was for after the first time. Hence the paper plates.
Paper plates.
You only have a place to come while there are bums on seats. Most people's, when their bums are on seats, they get a little nervous when there's a crazy elf girl with a gun.
Who said anything about crazy?
I just did. Exactly.
Cipher sort of like swinging a little bit backwards and forwards. She's starting to sort of like wiggle a little bit. Can you put me down, Lambie?
Just a minute. And he turns Cipher horizontal again, sticks her under his arm, walks across to the bar. Mr. Fenneman's doing his books, doesn't look at you. Cipher, what's the rule about shotguns at the club?
No shotguns on premises, and no taking out the shotgun to scare the patrons away.
Very good.
Specifically during the trading hours, which is 24 hours, which is never bring the shotgun on the premises.
Maybe one day that will actually sink in, eh? He waves.
Like I'm using it.
Mr. Lambert walks back to the table, Cipher still under the arm, holds you back up to eye level. He grins, spins you around, puts you back in your seat.
Oh, hello again, Cipher.
You gonna let me buy you a drink for that today, Mr. Lambert?
Sure, why not?
Good.
And he fixes one of the hairs on Terry's head, which has sort of been hanging down, a little bit matted from sweat and ghostly violence.
Ghostly violence.
So, ectoplasm. Tasty. Covered in unidentifiable slime. Good.
Everyone looks dead and covered in slime, eh?
What color is this slime?
Probably clear. Or black.
Oh, like clag glue.
Yes, it was a horrible glue incident.
Cipher opens up her bag and sort of slowly pushes the butt of the shotgun in so it's not visible anymore.
And Terrence buys himself and Mr. Lambert a drink. and then he says, we're not dressed up for any kind of street fair or anything. We need to talk to Mr. Funnyman as soon as he's done with the books.
He said, alright, I'll go see him. And I'll take a Anchors Away to drink.
And it grins. Like, he grins really big, but it's also kind of tired and like, you beat me to the punch.
Because Lambert's a gin drinker.
All the best people are. Anne has fallen asleep with her head on the table. She is very tired.
Oh.
She was tired to begin with. This just made everything worse.
Almost dead tired.
Yeah, almost dead tired. We were getting a little close there.
Oh, Cipher pulls a pen out of her backpack.
I'm asleep. I'm not going to stop you.
And the barman
puts Wren.
Sorry. You're drawing whiskers on Wren? Cipher wants to die.
Because she's a cat burglar.
And now she's asleep. She hasn't noticed.
Oh, Cipher. You do like to live dangerously.
She's glancing over at Mr. Lambert and Fennyman.
Seeing if they've noticed she's drawing?
No, because if they look over her way, she's like...
Looking suspicious as hell.
Yeah, apparently. Oh, man.
And the barman puts the two drinks there. And he calls out, "Oi, mix this!" And a fairy flies over and starts going around the Anchors Away really, really fast. And starts to gain height. And it makes like a whirlpool. It becomes like a mini tornado. about 7 inches out of the glass. And then the fairy just stops and snaps her arms out to the side, and it drops back into the glass. He goes, "Mixed!" and flies off. And Lambert comes back over, takes it. "He can see you now." And he takes a drink and he goes, "Spiraled, not stirred."
Spiral.
I should probably pick something for Terrence to drink instead of, like, random alcohol. Probably bourbon then. Yeah, he'll drink bourbon. Today. Currently. He feels like sugar. Anyway. Parents will nod to Mr. Lambert. He will say thank you. And he will go over to Mr. Fennyman.
And he's standing looking into the storeroom, which about 12 fairies are sweeping up what looks like coffee.
What happened in there?
They got the order wrong. They sent instant coffee. The fairies rebelled. It wasn't pretty.
No. Instant coffee isn't worth it. Unless, you know what you guys could have made with the instant coffee? If you still have any left, just like floating around that's usable, you can make opera cake. That stuff is good.
Yeah, someone pointed out that you can only use it in cooking. Why the hell do you look like a ghoul? What's with the get-up?
This isn't a get-up, Funnyman. We were attacked.
I thought you've been very good at avoiding that sort of thing.
So did we. You remember that guy who wanted us to guard some kind of box as he traded it off to some hoity-toity elf types?
Yeah, a supernatural gig, right up your alley.
Uh-huh. Some shadow creepers came and dusted the guy. We just barely made it out.
Well, that's not good.
No.
There wasn't any indication leading into this that it was like that. I wouldn't have sent you if I thought it was overly dangerous or if the trouble was not worth the risk. By the sounds of it, it didn't go the way the employer wanted either.
Nope. They were actually angry with us. I do believe their exact words were, "What have you done?"
Fair comment. What have you done?
I didn't do anything. Terrence looks like mildly offended.
Just asking. You have a curious mind. It's a good mind, but it's a little bit like a cat sometimes.
What's wrong with Cat?
You don't have 9 lives like they do. They can afford to be overly curious.
Terrence is kind of just sipping at his drink. He's like, alright, fair.
He looks around. So where is this thing? Unless it's small, it's not here, is it?
It's small, but it's also in a box that's kind of big. I had to teleport it to my apartment to stop the shadow critters from getting us.
So you haven't been able to do the handoff?
No.
There's a chance that they won't want it now that they've seen that this thing is, well, whatever the hell it is, but obviously something big, dark, and not particularly pleasant wants it.
Uh-huh.
You don't want to just dump it. You don't want to keep it.
No, definitely not. It tried to suck my brain out into another dimension.
It's a pickle.
No, it's a statue.
So what are you going to do?
You know Mala, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask for a consultation. Anything you need us to do?
Not die?
Not die. Got it. You make it sound so easy, Fennyman.
If you're going to do this stuff, do it on Halloween. You'd fit right in. I don't mean to be cruel, but you don't look entirely natural right now.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I don't feel entirely natural right now.
No, it doesn't make me feel better at all. Are you sure you're alright?
No, I'm really not.
Wren's not moving. She's not dead, is she?
No, she's sleeping. Look at her. She's fogging up the table. Oh, before I forget, I may have acquired a very well-kept Impala that Cipher broke immediately. Do you know, guy? Mechanic?
I'm assuming this motor was not obtained by entirely legal means.
No, but the guy who used to own it is kind of a pile of ash right now.
Yeah, I know so. What's wrong with it?
She smashed out the glass and I had to hotwire it because the keys were somewhere in a pile of ash.
Alright. I'll say, oh, for God's sake, what does Cipher want?
What is she doing?
Got her hand up.
Oh, goodness.
I feel like I'm in bloody school with this one, you know?
Yeah. You get to be the teacher and I get to be the dad. We're both losing here.
You're gonna say you're both losers.
Terrence stares at her, does one big long blink, and then he looks at Fennyman and he's like, I'm sorry, you're on your own for this one. And he goes back over to where Lambert is.
Is it? She wanted a mechanic. I'm a mechanic. What?
Hell no! He yells from across the room.
What? Wren is woken up.
The bar falls silent. All the murmuring. Everyone, there's just silence. Everyone's looking at Terry, who, from their point of view, just suddenly yelled "Hell no" across the room.
What?
Terrence is ignoring them and he's drinking his drink and he started talking to Lambert.
Cipher, what's happening?
Cipher's looking at Wren with a blank stare, like she's trying not to laugh. And it's a tear drops out of her left eye, down her cheek. She turns away.
What is it?
She walks away.
Oh, okay then. Very enlightening.
Legitimately can't tell whether or not she's upset.
What, Cipher?
Yeah. I have no idea. I'm so confused.
So no, she's walked away, realised she was walking towards Fennyman, and then stopped. And then she's sort of turned around and she wanted to walk outside, but then has thought better about it. And
well, she's kind of stuck in between Fennyman and Terry. She has two directions, and they.
She just plonks down on the ground.
On the ground?
Yep, she's just sitting there.
Terry's not talking to Mr. Fennyman anymore, is he?
Oh, Terrence is in the middle of talking to Mr. Lambert, and then he turns and he sees Cipher having this minor meltdown, and he sags a little bit, he rolls his eyes, and he goes over to her, and he crouches down, and he's like, Girlie, you threatened to put a push start in the car. Can't do that to this beautiful old car.
She looked at you, and she's like... What?
Cipher is laughing because of the whiskers.
Lambert's looking at you going, I can't tell if this is an amazing performance or the worst.
Can Terrence tell what she's laughing at?
It looks like she's crying and laughing at the same time.
Is Wren awake or is she?
Yeah,
still
she
asleep?
woke up and yelled.
Oh, okay. So Terrence looks over at Wren, and then his eyes kind of get big, and he's like, "Oh, girlie, what did you do? Tell me that's not permanent." Harry starts laughing.
It's not permanent.
Are you sure?
Wren is looking very confused and out of it.
So anyway,
let's see the marker.
and she shows you the marker.
I'd be impressed if you'd managed all of that while she was asleep with eyeliner and
Not quite that much, but you get the idea.
And Wren's certainly not wearing any cat ears. Unless Cipher has made some.
Cipher does have cat ear headphones.
She does?
Yeah, but would she really give that to Wren
No.
to throw
No.
in
Yeah.
her?
I don't think
But
so.
Still, the whiskers and the little dots and the little black line and the black nose.
Terrence is kind of chuckling, and he's like, my goodness, I thought you were upset about the car.
She shows you the pen, and it's like a yellow art line pen.
And he nods, and then he shakes his head, and he goes, you're ridiculous. Alright, round of food, and then some rest.
The hell were you doing tonight to have that happen?
To have what
what then?
The face.
What face?
Terrence starts chuckling again.
Your face.
What about my face?
When you went on the job,
Uh-huh.
why did you do that?
Do what?
What you've done to your face.
I haven't done anything to my face.
That's not your face.
My face isn't my face? Sorry, you're gonna have to be a little more specific. I'm very tired.
Terry calls the fairies for a mirror.
And one flies in, carrying it, lands on her knees, slides along the bar, spins round, snaps it open, and then moonwalks away.
What?
Well, I mean, I didn't do that. But
Yeah, he picks it up and he holds it in front of you. And then he taps the mirror, not your face. And then he sort of stops and then points at your face. And then he points back at the mirror. Why, when you went on a mission,
I mean,
did you do that?
I didn't. So
Then why is it on your face?
You know what? I don't know, but honestly, at this point, I'm not really questioning anything. It's weird shadow things stabbing people with their hands and whispering threats, and sure, I look like a cat now, who cares?
And they did that to your face. He turns to Terry. What were you doing? Did that happen?
Cipher, what were we doing that happened?
As you turn to Cipher, it looks like she's actually trying to get up and sneak out the room.
Terrence kind of does a grand gesture with his arms towards Cipher.
Why does Cipher look really suspicious?
I wonder.
Cipher, did you do that? It's fine. I might care tomorrow, but I'm too tired.
Oh, wait! I forgot my bag. God damn it! I may or may not have
You left your bag?
had.
No, she left it here while I'm trying to sneak out.
Yeah.
Okay.
The bag you notice is on the seat next to
Oh
Wren.
gosh. I got really scared for a second. Terrence is going to kind of sag in relief into the nearest chair. He's like, oh good. Heck, I thought we would have to go back.
Let's never go back there.
Yeah, but oh god.
Huh. Okay, I can be a cat, I guess.
Cipher, what is wrong with you?
I can't help it. Just presents itself.
He's frowning. And that's impressive for a shark. What is wrong with you is not a small thing.
I was sort of excuse me. She's walking back to sit down next to her bag.
What are we doing? Did we have to explain things? Yeah.
Wasn't one of the rules,
What?
Rules?
Lambie?
Oh, does Cipher need a new no drawing on sleeping people's faces rule?
I don't remember this one happening before.
I mean, she tried it once when we were on a job.
Hey. No,
No?
I didn't do it.
No, but you wanted to.
Trying and succeeding are not necessarily the same thing, Cipher.
Again, that's not one of the rules.
Okay.
You look so cute.
Thanks.
And she's got her left hand and she's patting your hair, straightening it out for you.
Alright then.
Do we need to have you done with Freud?
Cipher?
Yes, Cipher. I haven't seen you do anything too crazy yet.
Oh, okay.
Although, do we need to?
Eh?
I think she just needs rest, seriously. Wren,
I have to-
not Cipher.
I have to go ask Mr. Fennyman something, though.
Yeah, okay. Cipher?
Phil looks up at Lambie.
Do we need to get Sigmund in?
Wren's walking over to talk to Mr. Fennyman.
What's a sick man? You're not gonna get an assassin on me. What the fuck?
Terrence looks extremely disappointed. Nobody reads anymore.
He's hearing a lot of tapping.
Yes, I'm just looking something up before I answer you.
Making sure you get your quotes right.
Wasn't he a dragon slayer or something?
No. He's our resident shrink.
Oh, they've got one, huh?
Sorry, Fenneman. I'm gonna have to decline. I don't need to be made any smaller than I am.
Well, as I'm Lambert, I think that you are now delusional.
Lambie,
Yeah, I went to go talk to Mr. Fennyman. You're talking to Mr. Lambert.
what qualifications do you have
For what?
to be a brain reader?
Me? None. That's why we get Sigmund.
For what? I don't understand. What have I done wrong? I've done nothing wrong. I didn't break the rules.
You have... Well, we shouldn't even start with the drinking, but it's not a bad place to start, because you do drink an awful lot. The multiple times you have threatened paper plates, spiders. As fun as it is to see you telling a spider if it doesn't go away, you're going to shoot it. And for the most part, they don't understand English.
For the most part.
Spiders are a threatening species.
Now you're drawing all over Wren's face.
She looks cute, like a little pussy.
He blinks. I'm not sure I can touch that one without a HR issue. So...
Oh, heck, I can't believe you just said that.
So what? Terrence?
Oh, man.
So this is why I'm thinking we might need Sigmund to come in here and have just a little bit of a talk with you.
Well, wouldn't that be an interesting...
I think he'd be earning his pay with you.
Would you like to be the fly on the wall?
You know, it might actually be terrifying. But seriously, Cipher, I think there's something locked in there. Something not good.
Called intelligence.
Oh, hang on. And Terrence kind of gets up and he's like, I gotta check for something, you two. Don't freak out, okay? And he's going to try and see if either of you have the same gross residue that he had.
Oh, I've left.
Yeah, okay.
Not like left Cornerstones. I went to talk to Mr. Fennyman.
Oh, just Cipher for now then. He'll bug you about it after. When you return from your chats. So that is going to be... How difficult will it be to try and determine this?
It doesn't have to be too hard.
Can Cipher resist?
Does she want to?
What, did you explain to her what you're doing?
No.
She said don't freak out.
Don't freak out. Well, she's sort of semi-freaking.
I'll add a red. For the freaking out.
For the freaking out Cipher. Oh dear.
Cipher's choking. She's literally choking. Falling on the floor.
I despair.
Okay, that's not what he did. What he was going to do is like a mild form of the same kinetic spell he did in the gardens. So it would have just been like a breeze passing through you.
Yeah, a despair.
So, but because you fucking resisted, you get hecking tossed across the room.
Wren has walked back just in time to see that, because her conversation is done.
And Terrence is like, oh, for the love of... How did you even manage? That was a light force! Come on! Why are you... Oh. I was trying to see if she had any of the residual, like, goop that got left in me when I was attacked by the shadow creatures, and she fought it.
And so she flew?
Do you look like you're choking?
Yes.
Lambert runs over. You've smashed the table like it's got knocked over. He picks you up, spins around and starts smacking you hard on the back like he's trying to get something out of your throat. And if that doesn't work, he's going to Heimlich maneuver you.
Terrence is like walking over slowly. He's like, you're supposed to just let it pass through you, because if you don't, you get tossed across the room. And he gets over there and he's like, I told you not to panic. I can't believe I got a fucking despair on that.
With 3 yellows, too.
3 yellows. I'm so upset.
Oh,
what
no.
the hell? That's just not fair.
These dice favored the GM.
Cipher stops choking, and she's look more like slightly coughing, and it looks like she's just thrown up a little bit of alcohol.
Oh.
Alright. Okay. Cipher, I am going to check you for alien shadow monster parasites, okay?
No,
I need you to sit still. Mr. Lambert, you hold her still.
No.
And he holds you.
Get away, get away, get away.
That is what an alien parasite would say.
What? You're crazy. You're all crazy. What the heck?
Okay.
Ren is very confused as to what she's walked back to. Because it was a normal conversation before.
It succeeds this time. Holy fucking shit. Okay, does Cipher have any of the heckin' goop in her? That sounded like the GM trying to decide that she really should have some
Cheers.
just for the hell of it. Just
Sure,
decide.
why not?
Why not?
Why not?
I'll even be nice since I will spend a black to do it.
Put some black shit in me.
Yep.
Oh, technically Terrence just took it out. So it comes like seeping out of some whatever cuts you got going on. And
It was from her left shoulder where it grabbed onto her.
So it kind of oozes out of you and splatters on the floor into a greasy stain.
Ren's looking pretty concerned.
And he's like, there, see? You wouldn't have flown across the room if you just trusted me a little.
It smells horrible. It smells like death and a moldy swamp.
Yeah?
It's like, and a fairy flies by, instant coffee.
And Terrence is like, yeah, that was in your blood, Cipher. And he reaches out and he like puts a hand on her uninjured shoulder and he's like, I care about you. I'm only trying to help. Stop freaking out, okay?
Do you have that in you? Do I have that?
Well, I got mine out. I can check you for some if you like.
Sure.
You're not gonna fight it, right?
No.
Really don't want to.
No.
I don't want to goof up the club any more than it's already been goofed.
No,
One goof is enough.
I'm not going to.
Cipher's bawling her eyes out.
Why?
Mm.
All right.
That's how it's supposed to happen.
Well, this is how it happens when nobody's fighting me, okay?
Yeah, the despair only showed up because Cipher was
Freaked out.
uncooperative.
Alright, Terrence checks Wren and she doesn't fight it, and Wren doesn't have any nasty sludge in her.
Oh,
From
good.
the looks of it. And then he goes back over to Cipher, who's still like sobbing in Mr. Lambert's arms, I guess.
Seems
And
so.
She's limp like a dead animal, almost. Just her body's just shaking.
Terrence holds out his arms to take her from Mr. Lambert.
And he hands her over like a Barbie doll.
Okay.
Barbie dolls are stiff.
Cipher is not.
Cipher is
Cypher's
not.
like a rag doll.
Cypher's a rag doll.
Cypher's just crying.
Why'd you do Terrence?
Terrence is just like holding her so that her head's on his shoulder and he's rubbing her back and he's like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I won't break your car again.
But that's... He looks at her incredulously. He's like, I was checking you for sickness, girly. I was trying to help you, not to hurt you.
Okay.
And he's like, he looks very grumpy, but he's like rubbing her back as he like holds her there.
Ren's gonna walk up and be like, Cipher.
Cipher looks at Wren.
Cipher is... not Cipher. Wren is extremely tired and has no idea if this is gonna work. She's trying to cheer Cipher up. She's like, meow.
Oh my god. That's an alarming noise, Adam. Jesus.
What the hell are you looking at? You couldn't hear her.
Is a real cat respond?
Yeah, Bailey stuck his head up.
It's another cat, a laughing cat. Meow.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I don't know. She was laughing at it before.
No, she's laughing. She's like crying and laughing and crying and laughing and then crying and then laughing again. Her face just, her eyes are completely red. Her whole face is red. She's got like color back again.
Wren is unclear if she made things better or worse, so she's just kind of standing there.
She's smiling. So
Okay.
yes.
Terrence is alarmed. He's kind of like he's holding her up, kind of like a kid. He's got her propped up on his hip, and he looks like he regrets all of his life choices.
Whatever led him here.
he's
Fennyman has that same look.
Oh goodness. You okay now, Cipher?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna put you down.
Put her down? Isn't that a bit extreme?
Yep.
Terrence kind of looks over at Lambert with like his eyes raised in a please don't make this harder than it already is kind of look. And then he puts Cipher down and he's like, I'm gonna buy us all dinner. We're gonna eat dinner. And then we're gonna go to sleep and we're gonna deal with this shit in the morning, okay?
Okay.
Alright. So Terrence orders whatever the biggest family meal that's on the menu is from the fairies.
Whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Just large amounts of
Food.
chicken and mashed potatoes and beans, I guess. Just standard dinner fare. And I'm gonna say he orders it family I don't know. He's spending like 200 credits on this.
Ah.
So there's enough for everybody there. Including Lambert and Fennyman and some fairies if they want to join in.
And they do. The fairies have to, they cut beans into portions and...
Just picturing, like, everybody at a table, 3 people looking like they're mostly dead, one of whom has cat makeup on now.
6 fairies with their own little table and chairs on the table.
Yeah.
A shark and a rat.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Yep.
And there's your fan art for that one.
Yeah.
I'm about
Eating chicken and mashed potatoes.
So during this dinner, Terrence is telling Lambert about how he transported this evil heckin' relic into his apartment and asking if there are any rooms available upstairs that he knows about. Because, like, he doesn't want to deal with that shit tonight. He's too tired. He almost died.
Okay, so we'll make it, you'll put you on the 4th.
Okay. Oh, goodness.
Benny?
Huh?
Thanks, Terry.
Thank you.
No worries.
Cypher's
Thanks.
absolutely pigging out.
So that I don't have to do this quite so often.
Do what?
Feed you.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Like, as far as I'm aware, theoretically, at least one of you is an adult.
Yes?
Take better care of your money.
I do. I only spend money on things I need to spend money on.
Terrence is passed out on Lambert's shoulder at this point. Not because he's not interested in what you're saying, just because he's tired.
I mean, that's fair. I was already asleep, so it's not like I can blame you.
Cypher's looking at Lambie, looking down at Terry,
Cipher, do not draw anything on Terry's face.
looking around the room.
Terrence picked the safest place to fall asleep.
Cipher, it
Fair.
won't go well for you.
Unless the shark falls asleep. Do sharks sleep?
With their eyes open, yes.
Cipher, you know he can hear you, right? He's not asleep.
Well, then he can answer me. Oh, he's not answering me, so he must be asleep.
He takes out his phone, he dials.
Oh, maybe
You hear a call outside. Reggie, yes boss, if Cipher does anything to my face, kill her.
not. What? Cypher's like looking really innocent. And she puts the yellow pen in her back pocket.
I don't think she wanted to draw on your face. I think she wanted to draw on Terry's face.
And outside, you hear the troll. Yes! He hangs up, puts his phone away. Cipher, why do you want to grab the shark by its tail?
Cipher looks at Fennyman. I don't know what you're saying, Fenny.
You have this natural desire for chaos.
She picks up a drumstick and starts chewing away at it.
Your chaos does not lead to order.
It doesn't.
Fenny, you can't have order without chaos.
And you can't have your chaos without a great big troll who's outside who wants to bang your head on the table for 10 minutes.
Cipher, how do you have so much energy still?
What do you mean still?
You know, the whole, I don't know. It's fine. Everyone's dead except for you.
What?
What?
Tired. Dead tired. I'm tired. I can't talk.
Fennyman grabs Wren's throat, feeling for a pulse.
Hey, I already got stabbed in the neck today. Please don't.
He holds his finger there for a few seconds. Alright, you still got a pulse.
Yeah.
You don't look the healthiest right now.
No.
I was a little concerned you might have been moving on.
I mean, I thought we were all gonna die for a minute or two. But didn't happen.
Now, it works for Marla.
Ah. That's true. She's made it work.
And I don't know how it happened, but you didn't quite have a hand in turning out the way she did either. But this...
Cipher's smiling at Lambie.
Last thing I need is you lot becoming undead.
Yeah, I don't have time for that.
We are going to have to find a solution to your pickle. Since we can't be going around doing things if you're going to have these shadow creatures chasing you.
No.
So, what's the deal with the shadow creatures?
They like stabbing us and stealing our life.
So are they tied to that box thingy?
Uh.
And what do you mean we were going to be, what? Undead?
Well, you don't know what those things were. I don't fully know what those things were. Supernatural beasties is not my main area. You all look a little pale.
Just a bit.
Yeah, I feel like shite, but it's no different than being hungover.
You don't look like you're
Really?
hungover.
Is that what being hungover
Because I'm not
feels like?
hungover.
You look drained.
Cipher, if this is what being hungover feels like, I don't know why you'd ever drink.
Well, you drink more to get used to not being hungover.
Okay,
Technically, though, if you're using that logic, you could avoid that by not drinking at all.
Well, it's like when the snake catchers go out and they give themselves the venom so that they can build up a bit of immunity against it. Hey.
Okay.
Cipher's looking at Terrence. She's like,
Trying to check if he's actually awake.
Because he heard a little. Well, she heard a little.
Well, he heard it too.
Terrence may or may not be pretending to be asleep at this point.
How much food is still left on the table?
Probably a decent amount. I mean, for
Yeah.
$200, you'd get a fair amount.
Oh yeah, lots.
Yeah.
Can we take any home?
I would hope so.
Lambert reaches over and touches Terry's chin and goes, "Yes, you can take some home."
Wonderful. Thank
Terrence
you.
is like very actively trying not to smile. You can see it on his face. He's just like,
If it's not okay, Terry, I won't. But if it is okay, I would really like to take some home.
I'm gonna take some home. Chicken!
he cracks an eye open. He's like, of course it's alright. I wouldn't buy food for you guys and then tell you not to eat it. That's just cruel.
Okay, thank you.
Lambert, we're going to have a talk about your sense of humour, mate. And he just grins. A big toothy grin.
The only kind of grin he can do.
Which is pretty true.
Mm-hmm.
Cipher opens up the bag next to her, picks up one of the chickens, and plonks it inside the
Whole
bag.
chicken in her backpack?
Yep.
All right.
Cipher, you should wrap that in something, or
Huh?
never mind. I'm too tired to tell you to be clean or whatever.
Salmonella.
Should
How do you pronounce it?
Salmonella?
Salmonella?
Yeah. Salmonella.
salmonella?
Salmonella.
Oh dear God.
Salmon? Ella?
Yes. You don't want it. Especially not now.
Sounds fishy.
Oh dear. Just don't. If you just put food in, if you don't store food properly, you're gonna get sick. Is all.
It's gone right home in my fridge, so.
Yeah,
Except I
but-
think I just put a big grease mark all over my laptop. So she
yeah,
pulls the chicken back out
probably.
again.
Probably did.
Oh
it
god!
Okay, hang
There's
on.
a-
Is it?
There's a drumstick in the button. Oh no, it's on the gun. Oh no. Oh shit. She pulls out the drumstick that's fallen off. And she starts pulling out the shotgun, realizes what she was doing, and then puts it back in her bag. I think I need to get this home.
Terrence has given up pretending to look like he's asleep, and he's just looking at the ceiling like, why me?
Which is a mirror of
Yeah.
Fennyman.
Yeah, I want to go home too.
I gotta. Actually, is there any napkins on the table?
There are.
The
Cipher.
hesitation.
Roll for napkins.
What? I'll happily roll for napkins.
No, I was joking.
So, yep, she grabs a handful of napkins, and it looks like she's wiping the shotgun down in the inside her bag, and then she grabs some more napkins, and some more napkins, and some more napkins, and some more napkins, and she starts wrapping up the chicken that she pulled out of her bag in napkins.
I bet there's like takeout containers we could ask for, Cipher.
All the fairies are
What's
nodding.
What a great idea! Do we have any takeout containers? Is that a god's eye I heard?
No, Fennyman's just looking at you.
Wren's gonna ask one of the fairies if they could please have some takeout containers.
And it zips off like a hummingbird.
Thank you.
You know, Cipher, the idea of takeaway containers has existed for literally decades. We are a prime establishment in this here area that caters to the local clientele with food and beverage.
Mm-hmm.
We have fucking food containers.
I've only ever eaten in.
Huh.
Have you not seen people walking out with little containers?
Cipher, when you had your cake, we took a bunch of it in takeout containers. Don't you remember?
Except
Also,
for you.
The chicken that you stole from your neighbor was actually from here.
And one time when we went to your house, Terry brought some chicken in a takeout container. Do you only ever eat chicken? That's a question.
Oh,
No?
what?
Do you only ever eat chicken?
I think I've seen her with a Yorkshire pudding once.
Oh, okay. Chicken and Yorkshire pudding. And alcohol. What a balanced diet.
It's almost time for Yorkshire pudding.
3 food groups.
I'm so
Three.
excited for Yorkshire pudding. I got
Oh,
recipe books.
they're very good.
Terrence is like getting mildly but extremely tiredly excited about recipe books.
Well, it's almost Christmas. We'll be doing our Christmas menu.
Oh.
Christmas
good.
cake, Christmas pudding, Yorkshire pudding, trifle.
Ah, that's good. Cipher, Terry's staying here. How are you gonna get home?
I can just skip home.
Are you sure? Are you okay?
In the dark by yourself?
Well, now that you said it that way,
Oh, I just,
Cypher's looking suddenly worried.
if you feel half as bad as I do, I'm just a bit worried you might collapse on the way.
Well, Terrence has just made it like they're out there still, so I'm not living anywhere that doesn't have the lights on.
How much is this room gonna put Terry back?
They're just going to put you up.
Oh, that's very nice of them.
Fanny.
Cipher.
Oh,
What? Well, that just sounded downright weird.
And it doesn't when you do it?
Oh, I was gonna say something, but then I just realized.
What?
Do you think you could put me and Wren up too?
Oh, I'm fine. I have to get home.
You gonna walk out there with those dark beastie things wandering around?
Fine.
We can put you
We're
up,
secret-
Cipher.
We could share a room, Wren.
No, I have to get home.
Are you sure, Wren?
I am very sure. I have things to do.
But there's dark,
That's
nasty
fine.
things out there.
That's fine. Still gotta get home.
she's got secrets to take care of.
Sure. Maybe I've just gotta go feed my cat.
She is the cat queen.
Yeah, apparently so. Courtesy of Cipher.
If you got cats, you're gonna have to show them to me.
You can't come to my apartment.
Oh, and I thought we were friends.
We can be friends, but you can't come to my apartment. Nobody, not you, not my family, not nobody is coming to my apartment, so don't feel bad about it.
So, Wren,
Alright.
what happens if you get pregnant and you have a
What?
baby?
What?
Is the baby allowed at your place?
That's not gonna happen. So,
So sidetracked by this ridiculous thing that Cipher just said that he gets completely derailed. And he's like, that, what?
not a concern.
She's scratching her head and she's like,
Lambert's mouth is just open and he's blinking. You can tell he's trying to formulate something to say to that, but there is no thought that can get from his brain to his mouth that seems adequate.
hey, that's a valid question.
No, it's not.
If
Terrence
no-
stands up and he's like, I'm going to bed now.
Okay.
And he heads towards the stairs.
Okay, so Fanny, which room am I in?
He motions and a fairy flies over. 4th floor, 3rd room. And the
Alright.
the fairy flies over holding the key.
Cipher grabs the key. She picks up the chicken. She picks up a couple of potatoes.
I thought it was mashed potatoes. Is she just picking up handfuls?
Oh, is it mashed potato or is it baked potatoes? Because this will.
I did say mashed potato.
My action might change depending on. She picks up a hand full of mashed potato. And heads upstairs. Is there an elevator or is
There
it
is.
stairs?
Lambert's like,
There's an elevator.
I told you, we have Sigmund on speed dial.
Held the door for her, and he sees her walk by with a handful of mashed potatoes. And he just kind of stands there blinking for a second. And then he looks over at you guys for some kind of explanation.
I don't
Pleadingly
know.
almost. He's like, why?
I don't
just-
know what she's doing.
Cipher is like a luggage department. There's just so much unpacking to do.
Rena's gonna gather up some food and head out.
Cipher's just nibbling away at the mashed potato as the elevator's going up.
Just a handful of potato. Okay.
Morticia lands on Feniman's shoulder and starts patting his forehead.
There's fan art right there.
Yes, there is. There should be lots of fan art with the fairies. They do a lot of weird shit.
They're great. No, I want like a Last Supper arrangement of everyone that was there.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Who's Jesus?
Cipher, of course.
Cipher. Sure.
She is the center of everything.
In her own mind, perhaps.
Definitely. Not perhaps.
That's funny, Lambert says. I was thinking she was more like Judas.
Gonna betray everybody?
She's... What? I thought that was the troll.
What?
The troll. Who's
Troll.
going to kill Cipher if he draws on
Oh.
if she
Well,
draws
that's
on
hardly a betrayal. She's aware of that threat.
Well,
Yeah.
Jesus was fully aware of
Judas?
betrayal as well.
Okay, but like it was a surprise to everyone else, and we all heard that.
Oh,
Terrence
right,
has
okay.
gone to bed.
Shadowrun, a slice of life adventure in a dystopian future, starring Becca as Terry the Mage, Raveninsane as Cipher the Hacker, and Ghost as the GM. The excellent Shadowrun is produced by Catalyst Game Labs. The Genesys rule set comes from Fantasy Flight Games, and many of the sounds and music comes from Sirenscape, which is an amazing tool for bringing more life to your game table. This has been a Kritfayle production.
So, what happens when you don't feel the effects of cold and you expose yourself to the cold?
Hypothermia.
You get arrested.
What? Well, nowadays you would.
Exposing yourself. Cipher.
Instancy.
It's not like Cypher's running around naked.
And he hands her over like a Barbie doll.
Okay.
Barbie dolls are stiff.
Cipher is not.
Cipher
Cipher
is
is
not.
like a rag doll.
Cypher's a rag doll.
Oh, Ken isn't.
That was such a bad joke.
Yeah.
Like, really, really far away.
Yeah, extremely far. Like Australia almost.
Yeah. You suddenly go colonial.
Really?